Hello everybody. Today we're going to make or bake a very simple bread pudding. So just a southern traditional sweet treat. So to start with, you're going to preheat your oven to 350. You need at least a 9x13 dish, buttered or greased in some way, or 2 8x8s. You want a pretty big bowl for this. First thing we're going to do, 1.5 cups of milk. You could also use 1.5 cups of hot water here. To that, we're going to add a 14-ounce can of sweetened condensed milk. Gooey, gooey, yummy. Alright. Oh well, I can stir this in with the spoon. Probably should have used the whisk, but that's alright. Going to blend this up well. Yep, let's switch to the spoon. To the whisk, I mean. Blend it up very well. To this, we're going to add a 1/3 cup packed brown sugar. You could also use granulated sugar if you want. Brown sugar just makes it taste a little bit better. It gives it a little extra richness. There's so many ways to make bread pudding there. I don't think you can go wrong with any of them. Okay. Now to this mixture, we are going to add 3 eggs. I'm going to beat up real quick. Three large eggs. Beaten up fairly well. Also to our mixture, we're going to add a 1/2 stick of melted butter. I just put this in the microwave for about 25 seconds was all it needed. We're going to add 1 teaspoon of ground cinnamon. You could use cinnamon sugar if you like. Bread pudding's not bread pudding without the cinnamon. You could also add nutmeg here. A lot of people do. So that's 1 teaspoon. Of cinnamon and 1 whole tablespoon of vanilla. Okay. This another good whisk. Oh, I can only imagine how good this is going to taste. Okay. Move this to the side for just a minute. Now, let's bring in our baking dish. Here I have 16 pieces of, this was not day-old bread, this was fairly new bread. So I spread all the pieces out on a bake sheet, and I put this in the oven on 200 for like 10 minutes just to make sure, you know, it was good and dried out. You definitely do not want fresh bread for this. It just doesn't hold the liquid very well. It just is soggy. It just, I mean, bread pudding is good no matter what, you know, but you want this bread as kind of hard as, you know, possible. Again, 16 slices, and this is Wonder Bread, so this is kind of thick bread. I would like to have used Italian bread, but I didn't want to drive about 20 miles round trip just to grab some bread for this. So, sandwich bread it is. Also to this, I'm going to add a cup of raisins. You can use less, you can use something else, you can use currants, you could use chopped up pecans, walnuts. You can put anything you want in a bread pudding. I think that was kind of the reason it was created. Just using up old bread. You could use biscuits in this. You know, if you made some homemade biscuits, or even if you cooked a can of biscuits, as long as you have a good bit of bread. I think that looks good. Now, we're going to take our big bowl of yummy, and we're going to pour it over our bread and raisins. And we're going to let this sit for 30 minutes until the bread has absorbed all this liquid. I guess I shouldn't have told you to preheat your oven. Okay, so let this sit about 20 minutes, then preheat your oven. I'm so sorry. And the funniest part of it all is that I actually did preheat my But yeah, this really needs to sit for sure for 30 minutes and let the bread absorb all this liquid. And you also want to take something and press this bread down to make certain every piece gets in the liquid. Just like that. This is such, a simple dessert, but it really is good. You really can't go wrong with sugar and cinnamon or bread or milk. All right. And there we go. I'm gonna just let this sit on the counter for sure 30 minutes, and then we're going to bake it for 30 to 45 minutes. You want it to be completely brown, and it should rise up. And then, so when this has got about 10 minutes left to cook, I'm going to come back and we're going to make a vanilla sauce to drizzle on the top of it to make it even better. So I will see y'all in 30 minutes or so. Okay, our bread pudding has about 10 minutes left. So we're going to make a vanilla sauce for it real quick. What I have here is a half a cup of powdered sugar. I just put it in a 1 cup measuring cup so I have room. We have milk. And then we have vanilla. So we're going to add a teaspoon of vanilla. And then we're going to start with 1 tablespoon of milk. I'm spilling vanilla everywhere. Yes, I am. And we're going to mix this up until we have a sauce. You never really know how much milk you're going to need, but I just recommend starting out with a tablespoon, going from there. And that tablespoon might be all we need. Probably would have been easier if I used a fork or maybe a whisk. Yeah, this is mixing up easily. Okay. All right. So just 1 or 2 lumps in if it don't want to go easily. I guess I can even see this. The lighting is kind of bad right now, but there we go. Creamy, beautiful. This is the exact sauce that you would get in a cinnamon roll container. Just powdered sugar and a tiny bit of milk. And since we have vanilla in our bread pudding, we flavored it with some vanilla. So, vanilla sauce. Now I think I got them all. Okay, y'all. Now we just wait for our bread pudding to come out, and we're going to drizzle this over it. Okay, see y'all back in 5 minutes or so. And there she is, y'all. Oh, gosh, I wish I could smell my house. This smells so good. Okay. I left it in there for 44 minutes. Looks good to me. So first thing we're going to do, never seen this at the store before, so I grabbed it. We're going to add just a little sprinkle cinnamon sugar, very little. And then we're going to drizzle our, I don't know if y'all can even see this. Let me see. Push this out some. That might be better. There we go. Now, wish I can see the whole thing. Okay. Drizzle on our vanilla syrup. You can make plenty more if you want. You know, you could use a whole cup of powdered sugar. And use a whole cup and then, you know, 2 tablespoons of milk. That's all you need. And powdered sugar is very easy to make. I went, you know, many years without knowing just how simple something like that is to make. And brown sugar. Brown sugar is also very easy to make. Okay, let's cut into this bad boy. And I didn't even spell it. Okay. Push this out of the way. Look at that. Now let's try it. And I think this bread held up very well for sandwich bread. Oh my gosh. That is delicious. Oh wow. Highly recommend. This is so good. You can add whipped cream on top. You can add a big dollop of vanilla ice cream on top. You can. Sky's the limit with this. I mean, you can do. You know, you can leave the raisins out. If I make another one, I might use a half a cup of raisins. For me, I think that would be enough. But this is, I don't know if y'all can see the, like the gooey in the crust from the egg and sweetened condensed milk and milk. This is just absolutely delicious. I will leave the recipe in the description box. You have to try this if you've never had it. And I'm going to lose some southern points here. I had never even heard of bread pudding until I was in my mid-30s. And I don't know how. I mean, you know, any more southern than where I live, I'd be in the Gulf. But I had never heard of it. I'd never even seen it. Or if I saw it, I didn't know what it was and I didn't ask. But the first time I had it, that was it. I was hooked. I was determined to make it after that. This is so good. Okay. I'm going to go so I can be alone with my bread pudding. But give this a try, y'all. I promise you won't regret it. Goodness. Okay. See you next time. And thanks for watching. Truly appreciate it. By the way, if y'all have any suggestions or something you'd like me to try to make, please let me know. Or if there's, some kind of southern dish that you've heard of before and you've never seen it and don't know how to make it, tell me and I'll be happy to make it for you. This is so good. Okay. See y'all later.